Hello everybody, thank you for joining us. Today we're going to draw a hand grasping a ball. We have done this previously, but we are showing a smaller ball and the hand going right around it like that. So the ball will be here, the hand is here, and we are doing this sort of like live. Live means that we're doing this hands editing, and so that we can have a feel of what it is like in real time and how quickly it can be done. It is quite easy, as a matter of fact. Of course, we might change things as we're going along. You get the conventional circle going there, round and round and round, and we get a sort of a circle. So we have to now plot the fingers around the surface. So we go one by one. That oval right there determines the area for the thumb and the flesh going into the wrist. There's the wrist. This other oval will determine the area that goes into the smaller finger, which will be something along this line. So right now this is a very easy exercise if we think about it. So it's really just a collection of shapes. There, that, this, and this. Now we have to imagine from the inside, if you look through the ball, that the curvature of the hand, since it's like it's grasping like this, the knuckle set goes like that in an arc, and then we have to extend every finger. But we can just put these pretty much in place. And we go 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. And 1, 2, and 3. We are going to now construct the components of each digit and see if we can complete this. So we're just putting, again, it's a collection of shapes. There, that, and then we can just go like this. And then here again, go sort of like that, go into the lines with the hand there in the palm. That is our wrist. And then go like that, and then again we have to remember that here the curves are going like that, but then they're going to go like this when we go into the fingers. So starting off with the smallest fellow there, we go into this fold of the hand, fold, fold, and fold. And then the finger next to it. Just going so much is enough. Right next to it. And then finally we go into the index finger and we have placed all the different elements pretty much down. And of course we have all those lines wherever we can see them. And that is pretty much our exercise here. Now, there can be some variations when we are speaking about the placement itself. For instance, if we squeeze a little bit, like inward, let's say, I'm going to grab a different pen for this exercise. We can always bring this in a little bit, I'm talking about the thumb, and have it placed like that. And of course the skin will move inward along with it. You can also have the fingers like squeeze more. Come through like that. So just like a little repositioning can have us experiment all those different scenarios. Going into this particular hand, I should say posture or position, hold. You can use all those different words for it. But that is those are just some of the quick tricks that we can utilize to get this particular grasp going. It's not instrumental always, and it's not the most heavily utilized illustration, but it can be very, very handy when you're speaking about like using this in different scenarios. So it doesn't really have to be just the object being held, and of course we will get all the thickness of the fingers right, and this is a very, very quick sketch, and that is why we're just going through our motions as quickly as possible. Of course, if we had a light source that we wanted to work with, and if it's falling from the top, we would have tones going accordingly. And again, the darker areas, and we have other videos in which we have, of course, focused on inks on tones and fills for different objects. You could check those out as well. They could be instrumental in doing some quick fills when it comes to round objects and straighter objects. But here, all the curvature is pretty much like round when we're talking about the hand. And we're talking about like tones that just set in right against the object here, that probably casts a shadow depending on how strong the light source is. So hence we're just putting some quick tones in. And we can make this as intricate as we want, as detailed as we want, because I mean, when hands have that characteristic thing about them, that the more heavily illustrated they are, the better the illustration or the sketch or the drawing tends to look, because it gives them every little crease, every little fold and line gives the hand a more, I should say, balanced feel. So just putting in a crosshatch to make things out, make things like stand out a little better, and done so quite quickly. So please do also check like images on Google. You'll find quite a lot of material to work with and redraw and perhaps give it your own dimension, your own ideas. Speaking of ideas, we would really love to have you subscribe and share your ideas. Let us have your comments, your recommendations, your advice. It's always valued. So please keep in touch, keep on watching, and have yourself a wonderful day.